Hello! Sorry, there was a little bit of a lag there. Hello, and welcome to the Swole Initiative Network. You are watching the Fables of Gahlia. It comes around every week now on a Thursday, and I still don't have a new catchphrase because the only time I think of it is when I say you are watching the Fables of Gahlia, and then ADHD brain kicks in, and I don't even think about it. Okay.
Moving on.
Well, what was I going to say? Yes, before we jump into tonight's episode, let's throw out to some shout-outs to our... let's throw out some shout-outs to our brand partners that help all of this become a reality, kind of. That's a weird way to describe a make-believe game. But, Stacks, let's go.
On Thursdays we roll, but Swole only rolls for Norse Foundry's amazing gemstone and metal dice. Also, all our featured music and... Oh yeah, I completely messed that up. All our featured music comes from the free library available on Apple Music and Spotify by the one and only Norse Foundry. Use the code SWOLE, SWOLE, to save 10% at norsefoundry.com.
Amazing. And...
Your messing up and my messing up are so different.
And... Betty, what you got?
Hey, we like Griffin Co. They're pretty cool. You know why? Because they are the ones responsible for all of our 3D custom terrain, and it comes directly from them. You can go to griffinco.com and get 22% off with the code SWOLE22. That's SWOLE22 and get 22% off. Huzzah! With the confetti. That's all.
I like that.
Toot, toot.
Excellent. And... Ashley.
Hello. You ever wanted to make fairies because fairies is bugs and you weren't sure how to do it? Well, you can do it. Hero Forge, our brand partner and official sponsor of Fables of Gahlia. All of our fully custom player minis come from the awesome Hero Forge. You can design yours today because fairies is bugs and frogs is everywhere. But that's not this game at heroforge.com.
Amazing. Thank you. I actually wrote down the stuff that I have to say on the top of my page here. So YouTube, we just passed 1,000 subscribers. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed over there. The next thing we're working on is our watch time, which helps because now that we are actually uploading shit, that should really help with all of that, you know? Because people can actually watch stuff on there. Most recently, we threw up the Daggerheart Session 0. We have the first the Session 0 and the first episode of The Hollow, our Call of Cthulhu homebrew game, run by the one and only Ashley May King. Those are dropping tomorrow. And then, yes, then our regular schedule stuff. Last week's Fables is already up. Look at that. Like, I'm current. Yeah. I'm behind in lots of other things, but that is good. So amazing. We do have a sub goal up. We are currently at 33 out of 50. So what's 17 away from hitting our next sub goal. When we hit that sub goal, we will be giving away a wonderful whiskey cup that's handmade. There we go. Handmade by our friends at smoothlovepottery.com, and I still don't have a command for it, but we will put that in there, I guess, at some point. But yes, whatever stream that we hit our target on, that is when we will draw our giveaway winner. You do have to be in the stream when we call it, and you do have to live in the US for this one because I don't know, mailing this stuff across the world, I don't make that much money. So yes, for this one, just the US. For gift cards, we're good. That, and also, if you subs that go towards it, see I messed up because I wrote it down. Subs that go towards it, regular subs, prime subs that you do have to resub every month because they don't just remember, you have to go and actively do it. And gifted subs, if you are feeling so generous, all go towards our sub goal. Thank you. If you already do subscribe, you make stuff like this and all of our other shows that we're like throwing together at an alarming rate possible. So yeah, thank you. What's happened?
We thought what you said was funny.
With you, you said something funny.
We're paying attention this time.
No.
Yes.
Okay, I don't trust it.
You said we put shows together at an alarming rate. We all giggled because that's funny.
Yeah, no, I don't trust it. Anyway, if you are a subscriber and you do have one of our Sin Die logos next to your name in the chat, you can roll along with the chat using !roll to roll a d20 along with the players. Also, if you hit !roll D and then not a number of die, but a like the number of facets on a die, then it will roll that all the way up to a d100. But if you are not a subscriber, that is totally okay. We're thankful that you're here and watching. This is why we do it. However, as you are watching, you will be gaining channel points. So down the bottom left-hand corner of the chat, you will see a flexing arm that you can click on, and then you can spend 1,000 points per player per stream in order to contribute to their flex points, which people are doing right now. Once this was a mistake writing it down. Once a single player gets 10,000 points spent on them, they will gain a flex point, which gives them a side door to the rule of cool, as long as it makes dope narrative sense at my discretion. But yes, it's your way of getting involved in the game. So team up with who you think you should give the points to, and then do that, or just spend them on everyone. That is the end of my list. So I guess there's nothing else left to do except roll the trailer for the next episode of the Fables of Gahlia. Trailer button. And welcome back. So, everything is lagging. So, last time on the Fables of Gahlia, we concluded our fight with stand-in General Grievous. The automaton, which was slid out onto the floor of Walter Wandwright's workshop and unfolded himself to reveal a four-armed automaton. Through some tactical fighting, you are able to disable the automaton, and then taking two captive initially of the tattered flags who were there controlling it, seemingly, you were able to dispatch of one and hang on to the other. And as that battle closed, that is where we ended last time. So as we come into tonight's chapter, Walter Wandwright sits in the corner, breathing heavily, looking very disheveled. And there is quiet in the store once more. What would you like to do?
I walk over to Walter Wandwright and I just look down at him and I just go, explain.
Oh, give me an intimidation check.
Okay. Intimidation. 12.
12. Ooh. He, sort of pushing himself against the wall to slide up it and stand upright, breathing heavily, says, I don't quite know how to explain that, and he points over towards the sort of half-melted four-armed automaton that sits innate over on the side of the tabletop, countertop. But I probably can explain that, and points over towards the currently sitting. No, he's lying down. He has a boot stepped on him, I believe, of Rose. So he is on the ground. And he points over towards him, looking fairly sort of shaken up. He sort of hobbles, having just been kind of like vortex warped and thrown against a wall. Earlier on, he kind of hobbles towards the countertop where there's a stool like under the front for customers when you go through your items like you had before. And he gets up on the stool. He says, I don't quite know where to start. Where would you like me to?
Does he look intimidated?
He looks... Give me an insight check.
Okay. 14.
14. So he looks compliant.
Compliant.
He looks... It's hard, right? Because he is an Aarakocra, and so he has feathers. But you would imagine, like, if he was human, he would look pretty pale at this point. That's the kind of, like, body language that you have, like the very sort of careful, slow movements, like shaking hands and things. He looks very, very shaken up. This is like... I'll say this. For a 14 from you specifically, you would know that this is the first time anything like this has happened, at least within his store.
Good. I hold back a smile and I go, with the sternest face I can muster up right now, I go, But we can start with the drink. Now I know you're a man of culture, and seeing from the things you have on display here, you're not doing too bad for yourself. So run back there, grab. I know you got some alcohol back. Grab the good stuff, and let's hear your story.
That is in the basement. Give me 2 minutes. He sort of edges back off the stool that he just got onto. Starts sort of walking himself around the counter, like steadying himself with one hand around the counter, walks behind it, and then lifts up a door on the floor that reveals like a stair set that goes down, and he starts descending. Lost, you going with him?
Go with him.
Oh, that's scary, huh? I'm not gonna hover. I mean, I'm trying to scare this guy. I just want a good free drink. But like, if I start hovering, oh yeah, I'll follow and hover over him.
It's he has access to a lot of different magical items. It would be a shame if he disappeared.
I don't think he's the type that would run. I mean, isn't this his life?
You don't think so? You don't think that he hasn't realized how royally he's fucked up now?
I mean, Adeline, you know him better than I do.
Don't let him get away. I have quite a few questions.
Okay. So I follow. With
Okay, so you
thudding
follow him down.
footsteps and my spike chain kind of chinking at my side. I'll let the blades scrape along the wall.
Wow.
Like a
Got
haunted
it.
house.
Yeah, so you follow him. It's like a straight like wooden stair set that goes down into what is fairly dark down there. But you see him grab a rod, like a wooden rod off of the wall, and he touches it and it illuminates. So you can see everything that's down here right now. It's a small basement. It's just kind of like the area underneath behind the counter. That's all it is. So it's a very small area. But you can see there's like a couple of like wine racks with seldom bottles in it. And there's a shelf, like a bookshelf, that has been repurposed for a couple of like crystal decanters that are fairly dusty. It doesn't look like he sort of breaks this stuff out very often, but he grabs out 2 glasses from next to the decanter and puts them down, uncorks, and then pours out 2 drinks. Takes them both, and then pours another one, and gives you one of the glasses.
I'm gonna take a quick glance around the room. So aside from the wine cellar, is there anything interesting in here? It looks like it's a little secrety basement.
Are you taking a look? Are you taking a glance, or are you spending some time looking?
I'm going to.
You can do either. You'll get.
I'm going to
results.
spend some time looking. I'm going to savor my drink, and as I'm walking around, I'm just going to say, Walter, you upset a lot of people upstairs. Now, Adeline might look like innocent, studious, but I've spent about 3 weeks with her. 3 weeks that felt like 3 years, and she is a goddamn monster. And I'm just babbling. I'm babbling because I'm just kind of like strolling and chit-chatting and kind of like poking my head around, my hands around, and I just say, you know what? But with your graciousness and with this wine, I'm gonna give you some tips. You better do what she says. You might think I'm scary, but you don't want to fuck with her. And I just keep kind of poking around and
Give me an
doing
investigation check.
stuff. Okay. I rolled a 1. Okay, so that's I have, bro. I think that's a 0. No, it's 2. It's a 2. It's a 2. It's a 2.
Okay, so as you wander around, you're mostly fixated with like the alcohol. That's why you went down there.
I think I'm also
your eyes
kind of
keep
enjoying-
going back towards the shelf, like scanning, trying to like decipher what is in each of these decanters. You see another couple of bookshelves with just a couple of books on them, like very, very sparse down here. You can tell like this is just where he puts things that he doesn't want upstairs.
Got it. Okay. I think I'm just enjoying this a little too much. So I'm not even paying attention to what I'm investigating. And then
Concentrating on how intimidating you're being. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just head back and I just say, that exterior that she presents, it's just so you don't see her coming. Just some friendly advice.
Miss Beaumont?
Miss, do you know Miss Beaumont? Ever since I've gotten here, people have respected the name, but I know. And I show them the tattered flag. I go, people respect the name for a reason. And I just insinuate that they're just tough. Like they're like corporate badasses that will send some assassins to the Pinkertons to get you if you don't fucking pay up your bills and whatnot. Yeah. What? So then, and I go and I just kind of put my hand on his shoulder, and I go, "Don't worry, I got you." And I'll walk him back up.
I see. Kind of like looking around, not knowing what is true right now. You push him back up the stairs. You guys, what have you been doing while they've been down there?
Adeline's retrieved her items and has kind of put them out on the table for everyone to get, and dismissed her unseen servant after patting it on the tentacle for finally getting the thing unlocked. And I think she's sitting on one of those stools, but when she sees them coming up, she like gets down, but in that way where like her feet don't touch the ground, so she has to kind of swing down off of the stool a little bit, and then she's just kind of standing there cross-legged, like tapping her foot.
And as I come up and I catch her eye, I give her that exaggerated Three's Company kind of like.
Yes, so Walter comes up the stairs, followed by Lost. Did either of you two want to be doing anything in between this?
Yes.
Okay.
The person that I have my foot on, I'm going to assist them in sitting just on the floor. And, what's your name?
Fuck. Yosef.
Yosef. I'm gonna ask you some questions, and my colleagues might also ask you some questions. But I'm gonna let you know right now, I'm gonna put a spell around you that makes it to where you can't lie. You would know it either way. And I'll pat him on the head and cast Zone of Truth on him and behind him. So none of us are in the Zone of Truth. It's a 15 foot.
So currently where he is, you may have to reposition him.
That's fine. I'll make sure I position him in a place where that's the case.
Yep. So, like, probably at the shop front, in between a couple of the tables, like off towards one side of the wall that isn't in the direct walkway from there, is probably a good spot so that no one walks into it.
But he needs to make a charisma saving throw. I may not have passed this.
Natural 1.
Yay!
That's a fail.
Yeah.
So he can't speak a deliberate lie. And since he knows that the spell is there, and I've even told him, like, he can choose to not answer something that would normally be a lie.
Yep. If he speaks, it has to be the truth.
Yes. So, Yosef, I'm going to ask you again. What's your name?
Yosef.
Good. What are you doing with this guy over here? And I'll point to the, like, melted metal.
That was protection. A fallback plan.
And where'd you get it?
Whoa. And he points to the tattered flag around his arm.
Oh, I know. But where'd they get it?
Well, if I was to hazard a guess, it would be the New Dawn Empire.
Does everybody get one of these?
Now. And by now you would watch, like, out the corner of your eye as Walter and Lost return to the room from the stairs.
What exactly were you after today?
And you can see he's, like, struggling to get words out. Like, he goes to answer a couple of times and the words kind of stick in his throat.
Yosef, there's a reason you're the one that's still alive. Fate allowed it. Use the time that you have wisely.
And I'll just casually say in the background, she can make the dead speak as well.
I can. And they always tell me the truth.
Give me an intimidation check with advantage.
Okay. I'm not very good at that. Okay, but that is a 19.
Okay. You hear that. He hears that, rather. And turns to face Lost, and his eyes gonna get wide. We wanted the Modron.
For what?
To deliver.
To whom?
Fuck. They're gonna kill me.
We're going to kill you if you don't answer.
And when she says that, Adeline says that, I poke Walter in the ribs, and I give him this look like,
See?
Takes his other drink. Grigor Ruskev.
Is he the one who sent you after us?
No.
he just sent you after the Modron.
Well, it was our job to deliver it in the first place. We were chasing down the lost cargo.
How did you know we had it?
We know a lot more than you think.
Tell us what
We've
you
got time. Do share.
We have eyes planted. There are some of us that stay here, and others that go in and out. The ones that come in hand off certain packages to be delivered to certain people.
Who else in the city, beyond our feathered friend here, are involved in your trade?
As a person of contact, it's just these two that I know of, but I don't know where it goes from there.
Were you aiming to kill us or capture us?
The aim wasn't to kill you. We wanted the Modron.
Then your organization has severely underestimated the threat that we are.
We didn't know who the fuck you were.
You do now, don't you?
No.
Fuck.
We need a better PR team.
I'm not allowed to say who we are anymore.
Well, then
within
how
the
do you
team.
expect me to know who you are?
Well, I'm sorry. I've been told I'm not allowed to say who we are. But
So you can't even tell me now. So how am I... That is an unfair question.
We could say, I mean, in this situation, if we're trying to, but honest, 2 seconds. Honestly, I mean, like, here's the thing. This is our moment. Do we want to create a reputation for ourselves? Or do we want to, like, you know, are we trying to just disappear entirely? You know what I mean? But we don't want them to fuck with us anymore.
right.
We just wanted the Modron.
Do you know why?
What makes the Modron so important? I mean, you definitely look like you have an upgrade with the four-armed. I mean, Zero is cute and all, but the four-armed blade-wielding metal contraption here looks like a definite upgrade to me.
Look, we were given this because we needed protection. We're not magic users. We're in a heavily fortified area. If things got ugly, that was our out.
That was your weapon from the New Dawn Empire.
So this brings me to you, Walter. What, pray tell, could have possessed you to not only make an enemy of me, of my friends, but of my entire family by putting us up against this threat? What are you playing at?
You misunderstand the situation.
Do I? Or did you not call us in to be assassinated?
At knife point,
Come now, Walter.
I was forced to do it. I didn't want to. honestly, I didn't want to be involved with these people to begin with.
What forced your hand into that?
Times got hard for a little while. I wasn't as profitable. It seems that students care less and less about, and he kind of gestures towards like the walls of like these beautifully crafted spell focuses. They prefer the gimmick magic items that can cast spells for them, or access spells more powerful than they probably should. Like I said, I fell upon some hard times, and I was propositioned by none other than these ex-gentlemen. However, once I accepted the first batch of discounted magical items for me to sell at a greater profit, it seems I had sold myself and my livelihood to them. Each month it was new items that were brought to me, and I was forced to buy them. And then they would take some of the profit from it as well. Cutting me on both sides financially.
Curious. Usually when a business starts to go under, you invest more in marketing and your PR rather than, making deals with smugglers and illegal arrangements.
I didn't know who they were.
Look at them! You thought these were upstanding citizens!
Do you think they were dressed like this when they came to my store?
Didn't you find it rather convenient that they had the solution for you, just on a silver platter like that?
Look, I may have overlooked some signs.
Desperation can cause blindness.
It did seem too good to be true at the time, but I needed anything good at that time.
It brought you all the way here. This moment. Stooping so low as to sell out a schoolgirl and her mates. To sellsword. I'm confused as to what you gain from this arrangement exactly. What was worthy of our heads? Your own neck.
I'm not proud to admit it.
Weak as that neck and spine very well may be, It seems you find yourself in honest business now. I
Now, I
suggest you endeavor.
didn't want to lead you into anything. That's why I signaled to you at the counter.
And for that,
You did say that his message to you was kind of coded.
no. Terse, perhaps.
It was intended to be. I figured that you would know that your account would be in good standing, and that I didn't have enough time to reach out. You had not long left by the time I'd called you back.
Of course.
I
I
am
would ju-
sorry for what I did. I was desperate at a bad time and got caught up in the fallout.
I suggest the following arrangement. Walter, you will complete the work that we've requested at a heavy discount. Consider it an investment towards your new honest business. You will cut ties with the tattered flag, and you, she turns to Yosef on the floor, will rebuke your organization and leave that life behind you after you deliver a message. That the army of fate is not to be fucked with.
You realize if I send a message, I will just be killed.
Best think of a smart way to do it, I suggest.
Yes, perhaps deliver it with a smile.
I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I'm not from here. But I'm not sure Walter is the enemy. I mean, we can talk about this over here if you'd like, but I don't mean to like disagree. I understand that he is not painted in the best light here, but like I said, desperation can cause blindness and to do things that you wouldn't normally do.
And thus we are allowing him to continue operations.
I think she was talking about the tattered flag under your foot, right?
Yes, I'm telling the tattered flag he's going to deliver a message.
Oh, I thought you were talking to Walter, so I was like, what the fuck?
No,
Okay.
Switched focus to Yosef.
Okay, yeah, I don't give a shit. Go for it. Yeah, we're the army of fate, bitch. Are there any other things that you'd like to share with us, and maybe we could extend your life a little longer?
If you're gonna kill me, just kill me.
I don't plan to kill you.
Your friend does. Points over towards Adeline.
I think she's more so just sending you on a mission.
Same thing.
You're telling me there's no one you can depend on in the tattered flag to deliver a message on your behalf?
A message like that?
Well, yes. I mean, give yourself a decent head start.
It's
Doesn't
always
matter.
fabrication of a story. What's your friend's name over there? And I'll point to the dead guy.
Which one?
I guess the closest one. I don't know. The one that looked like he was calling the shots, because that's not this one, right?
No, that was the one that slid the automaton out that was gutted on the other side of the counter.
Yeah. What's his name?
Goth.
Maybe you fabricate a story that you were the only one who survived.
I think you all are missing the point.
How about this? When are you scheduled?
Now you would understand.
When are you scheduled to contact with them next, and where? And what we'll do is we'll take this pile of metal and these two bodies and just leave it there. And that's the message.
Why are we so? I'm sorry. Why are we so concerned with this guy's life now? He's made his choices. He's made his bed. If he's involved with an organization that will cut his throat for delivering a message, I fail to see how we're responsible exactly for that. He came here to do exactly the same to us. Why exactly are we helping him fabricate a story to evade that fate?
Because sometimes good deeds come back around. And I think
Letting him go is a good deed in and of itself.
There is no guarantee that he'll go back to his who he has to answer to. So
Right.
I'm thinking if we can find out where he's scheduled to meet next and with who, we take these two bodies and we take this pile of garbage and we leave it there as a message. Isn't that a message of don't fuck with the army of fate?
I don't
No?
care so much about them hearing us loud and clear. If we let you go, whether you go back to them, whether you run off with your tail between your legs to hide away, I don't know if I much care. But do you know? We've let you walk out of here. And I think it's in your company's best interest. They have a bit of a warning the next time they try to send anyone after us. Do with that what you will. You all can decide what to do with him. Frankly, I don't care. But I don't feel like we owe much of a favor beyond letting him walk out of here, tattered flag, burnt.
From the sounds of it, we're being watched by individuals here. So he might not really have a chance at all.
So it'd be a mercy to kill him now. Is that what you're saying?
It would, but if it's his fate to survive, then he'll figure out a way.
Exactly. So be it. Leave it up to fate.
Yosef. In a few minutes, we're gonna let you go. You're gonna walk out the door. You're gonna walk towards the city wall. You're going to leave. And you're gonna never come back. How's that sound?
If I leave, I've abandoned. They'll find me.
Then what do you want to do?
He takes a few seconds to sort of scan across the room, reading the looks on your faces. And a deep sigh. And almost this peaceful look washes over his face. As he reaches to a boot, pulls out a dagger, and pushes it straight in between his ribs. Blood starts to pool out from around his body, face down on the ground.
Do I bring him back for more questioning? Not this time. Okay.
Now, Walter, if you've been paying attention, this will definitely change how you should run your business here, I imagine.
Well, yes, I didn't intend for any of this.
Well, they will probably send someone to question why their services have not been fulfilled yet. Do you plan on just ratting us out again?
No, it would be much easier to blame the dead people.
Yes, but who killed them?
No one. They just never showed up.
Are you capable of making all of this disappear?
Yes, you've got a fair bit of scrubbing to do. Sorry that we can't stick around to help.
I have a couple of spells up my sleeve that will work just fine. Thank you.
Walter, if you ever come to a place of desperation like this again, send me a message. Because the Army of Fate isn't here just to wreak havoc and destruction.
I can do that.
Then it's clear why our paths have crossed and our fates have touched. This. You can be free from this burden. You need to
Now-
tell us everything you know.
I could help you.
In what way?
Well, eventually someone will come around when there's no communication. And they'll likely stop here first before heading into the school. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to
We can-
explain it. I
We
can
ambush,
tell
we
you,
can ambush them when they're here.
We
I'm
can
not
stop.
sure that would be the smart option, but that is up to you. I can at least tell you whatever I can glean from them.
Alright.
Purely because I don't know how many people they're gonna send. Now, I can't imagine that it would be tens and hundreds of people, as they have to get them through the walls in the first place.
How are they doing that? I thought this was supposed to be some magical place that you had to have good intentions to be here. And how are people who are intending to come and harm citizens and do crime, how are they becoming through this wall?
I don't know. That's why I didn't think that I was getting involved with who I got involved with.
Rhapsody's gonna go over to Yosef's body, avoiding as much blood as possible.
Mhm.
He's gonna flip him over and then like inspect his equipment and see if there's like any magical runes or anything that would like prevent them from alerting the wall or anything in the city that they have, like anything that just like looks weird.
Give me an investigation check.
Pictures of his wife and children.
His
Who is
wallet
this,
falls
Yosef? Okay. 15.
15. You sort of rifle through his like immediate belongings. You find a bag with 50 gold pieces in it. The dagger, the knife, obviously. And the only thing that stands out to you is this platinum ring with like an orange kind of fire gemstone in the center.
Maybe this? And he'll hold it up to the party and kind of like hand off the 50 gold piece bag to Rose.
Would you like me to take a look?
Yes, please.
Oh, I didn't think we would actually have to ask. But yes, of course.
Well, I just didn't want to walk up and take it from you,
Yes.
given all the
Please,
threats of
let us.
death and whatnot.
Please,
I think we
glean
can all
anything you
agree.
can.
I think we can all agree now that we're not going to kill Walter, right? Hey, that's a pretty good answer, honestly, Walter. I think you're safe-ish.
We
It
can't
looks like-
kill Walter. I need my armor.
No, Walter
I
is
know.
doing-
We're not killing Walter. I know.
honestly, we'd just like your help.
He takes out his monocle, puts it on, takes the ring, and you watch that light flash across the lens as he looks at it. This is a complex magic. These are rings of empathy. They can mask emotions, intent, and protect from like psychic readings. It will project thoughts of happiness and innocence. Those feelings.
Do I know who upkeeps the wall? Like, who's in charge of, like,
while you're thinking about that, I want to say to Rhapsody, collect all of the rings.
Would you know? You would know that it at least goes up to some of the sort of high mages.
Okay. This is something we should present to my father to get his input. The Institute should be made aware of this bug in the system. I can't think of an old-timey metaphor.
Insect.
An insect in the pudding. That's what they all say. That's what everyone says in the Institute.
The truth is in the insect within the pudding.
Yes.
I think that it would be dangerous for your father to ask around about the wall.
Not to the right people.
Okay.
I mean,
perhaps he doesn't mention the rings either.
who's to say that this wasn't something that Walter found that was pawned off here in exchange for another item, and you, Walter, immediately being alarmed at the potential consequences of this, brought it to Mr. Beaumont's attention to bring it. What a fine, upstanding citizen you would be, Walter!
You see, the problem with that is that if I do that, I am not your spy. If word travels that I was the one who gave over the rings, then they would know that the owners of said rings are no longer here.
That's true.
Well, order of operations. We will learn from you when they are here next. And then we will alert them to this insect in the pudding and potential threat to the safety of the Institute. We'll give you time to play spy before you are, the hero of the tale. Looking out for the safety of the Institute.
I don't need to be a hero. I just want to do the right thing.
I think with his involvement with the tattered flags, it's probably best to keep Walter's name out of it altogether.
All right, fine. Regardless, we should take this to someone.
Absolutely.
We have one issue.
What's that?
DM, would I only find 3 rings?
Wait, how many were there?
There were 3.
It's like 3 and then the 4-armed guy.
Yep. So 3 rings.
Adeline,
Yes.
I don't know about you, but my thoughts have not exactly been nice these past few minutes. How judgmental is the wall in relation to murdering people?
Oh, you think like it's going to detect that? Well, we did it for the safety of the Institute. They were a threat.
Yes, but is that our jurisdiction?
So
Paul is aware of our manslaughter
so
now.
you
We just killed innocent, happy people.
yeah. So the wall. Adeline, you would know that the wall is kind of like, in that regard, is kind of facing exterior, judging those that come in. It's not it's not like, you know, super like communist overlord that is like, everyone must be happy at all times or else.
Yes, if that's the way it worked, then goodness, I would have been absolutely arrested during my arithmetic lessons. I wanted to kill my professor many days. Thought
So
about it. Drew doodles
we
of it.
can use these because if there's individuals that aren't supposed to be here, they probably are wearing rings similar to this.
So this is Walter described it as, was perplexed by it, understanding what basically his identify spell that he used through his monocle. It took him a while to process that information, to be able to explain it to you, and even then, he explained it as a very complex spell, enchantment, magic.
Which brings the question as to who's providing these. But
Probably Grigor.
I
Isn't
would
he-
imagine so.
Right.
Also, have you had
Whoa.
many run-ins with Grigor?
Me? No.
Alright. That was it.
Why do you say it like that?
Well, not many people have access to people of his stature.
Oh.
That's like saying if I played craps with High Mage Lithbrook.
I don't really know the society or the skill of any of these things, so that doesn't really make any sense to me, but I'll just say that he's out of your reach.
And I heard the High Mage is more of a blackjack man.
So with these 3 tattered flags dead and these rings in our possession, do we have to be concerned about anybody else watching us?
Ooh.
These were the only ones that I had contact with.
Was the person who called Lost Captain amongst these people?
Yes.
Ah.
Wait, no.
I have a question about a spell, and if you'll let me do something.
Okay.
I want to examine the ring. And this is my thought. I know that more exist. And I want to use locate object.
I don't think you can use that spell to locate similar objects. You could cast it on that object and you would be able to find it. But it has to be
the
a
spell
specific...
Is that, name an object that is familiar to me. So
Right, so it'd be the ring in front of you.
Right, but if there's another one just exactly like it, then that's what
It's-
I would.
Yeah, but that one isn't familiar to you.
Hmm.
That's like saying, I've seen a human, therefore, I can message any human with a sending spell.
Okay. Okay. I was reading through the spell again. I thought I had a loophole, but
No, it's fine. It's a good question. I see where you were coming from.
the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a kind of apparel, a kind of jewelry, furniture, tool, or weapon.
Oh,
Loophole.
that's less of a loophole and more of an exact use of the spell.
Yeah, so I can locate a specific object that I know.
Yeah, what's
Alternatively,
the,
I can locate the nearest object of a particular kind.
Yeah, so what is the range that you can find over?
1,000 feet.
1,000 feet. Okay.
So I would reserve this for when we leave this building. I want to do that.
Okay. You want to cast it, and then as you're walking around, you want to get a ping if anything comes within.
Yes, it's a 10-minute spell, so I want to kind of move around and see if I get anything.
Yep, so on your way off, on the way to the next location that you're going to, you'll cast that on the way out.
Yes.
Got
But
it.
I'm not trying to make us leave right now. I just wanted to do that or find out if I can.
Yep.
I was somewhere, secretly somewhere, and you could locate object, my loincloth. You'd be able to find me? That's crazy.
Yes.
If you were
technically.
within
But
1,000 feet.
I would probably choose something else. Like
You could probably find it
maybe-
based on smell alone.
I would probably think more about your red scarf. Just saying.
Yes. So, moving on. You have the rings. You have Walter, who is trying to do the right thing. But, anyone that is proficient in insight can give me an insight check.
26.
Holy shit. Okay.
25.
You got beat on an insight check? Holy...
What is your-
29.
What?
They've caught up with
Am
me.
I the only untrained person inside? I'm the clueless one of the group.
That makes sense.
Well,
That makes
Brintha, if Brintha was here, you wouldn't be. So, but, okay. So, what you all get, from the way that, so he was trying to offer himself to you guys in order to show that he was never on the bad side in the first place. He'd made a string of bad decisions out of desperation that led him to this point. And right now, you don't know where he sits. Well, no, you don't know. How do I phrase this? You get the sense that he doesn't know where he sits with you guys right now. And he's kind of like looking back towards the items on the table.
Feeling that and seeing that, I still have the pouch of 50 gold in my hand that Roz handed to me. I kept saying your real name in my head. I would go over to Walter. Here, they've taken so much more from you than this. But I think that you deserve this better than we do. And I'll hand him the pouch.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
In the spirit of the new Fallout 4 update, there's a little dialogue box next to me that says, Lostaroth dislikes that.
I didn't ask permission. 17.
17. he looks towards the bag in your hand, and he reaches out towards it, and he closes your hand around the pouch and pushes it back to you, and says, I have some atonement to complete and thanks to give. If you would allow me, I will complete your enchantments as debt paid.
I would also like to pay you something, but I will take that for now.
Does everyone agree to that? And he looks specifically towards Adeline.
That's agreeable. Yes.
I can't really speak for everyone, but try not to be so hard on yourself. We all make mistakes. Eventually.
I never meant for this to... But you know.
We do know.
We do.
I trust that, Walter. And I trust it won't happen again.
As you say, I trust that. Your mind kind of races back to, like, your childhood as you're going through school and going through Wandwright's and seeing him, like, hand carving all of these, like, wands and things, and, you know, other students going in and poring over them, choosing them, selecting them, and those memories kind of, like, go through the years as they pass from one memory into the next of his sort of character. And you know it to be true. As rightfully angry, disappointed, those kind of feelings as you have years of his true character.
He seems appropriately contrite, but she wants him to sit in the uncomfortable for a little bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You just hold this behind.
I just look over to Walter and I go, as a man of business, I want to make this a fair deal, so I'll accept this as trade for exposure. And I'll show off the armor. Hopefully it looks good.
Well, that would be mighty kind. Anyway, this is where I live, upstairs.
Right, yeah.
I did want to say...
It's that time. Adeline, can
time
you
for us to make it awkward.
help me with this situation? I'm not bleeding and through myself. I don't want to walk out of this establishment looking...
Oh,
Right. And she'll prestidigitation on Lost to make him pristine, and then purposefully step over the dead body that she could clean up and stuff on the ground and be like, all right, we'll be back later.
Adeline, I think you've been walloped a few times yourself.
Oh gosh.
She got wrecked!
Goodness me. Yeah, I'm healed up, but I did get stabbed like a lot. There's
Goodness
more
me,
on
I am bleeding.
my- Oh, this? Yes. I imagine, like, just for flavor for this, her prestidigitation, like, squeegees everything, and then it ends up with more blood kind of on the ground just from, like, it, like, goes
Just-
off of her and yeah. It just, like, splatters onto his floor again. She's like,
Yeah. Like as you step over the down body of Yosef, you kind of like step in the blood pool and like walk
tracking around.
the footprints towards the door.
Oh, gosh, it's just everywhere now. This is crazy.
It's like is it Andrew Pollock painting?
Jackson Pollock.
Jackson Pollock, that's it, thank you.
Yeah. That
Before-
scene in Dracula Dead and Loving It where he's, must have nicked a vessel.
That's such a good send back. I fucking love that movie.
The Renfield in that movie is my favorite thing.
I know you're a vampire because you have to have the last word. No, I don't. Yes, you do. No, I don't. Then he walks past the window on the way up. No, I don't. Leslie Nielsen, guys. On that note, that is where we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. Thank you so much for sticking through our weird 90s throwback movie quotes.
80s even, probably.
Is it 80s?
Probably.
I thought it was early 90s. Yes, we will be right back with more Leslie Nielsen movies. And also, whatever the Army of Fate that we've gone back to that name, now that it sounds more aggressive in certain
Now that we're
places.
just killing people.
Yeah.
left and right.
I'm gonna have to change all the... well, we will be back with the rest of this adventure. Thank you so much. We'll be right back. Hello, and welcome back. It is us. Maybe we'll have some more Leslie Nielsen references. Who knows? Last we left off, you guys had sort of concluded your business within Walter Wandwright's after finding out quite a bit of information about the comings and goings of the Tattered Flags within the city-state of the Institute of the Arcane. As you leave, Rose starts casting the locate object upon the rings of empathy to find like objects within 1,000 feet. As you do that and walk out of the door, what would you like to do?
I would want to just immediately, like, do I sense anything?
So you cast the spell. You feel that it is, like up. It's emitting.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a ping from anywhere. Yet, at least.
Yeah. Do we want to try to... Where would we, Adeline, where do you think we would potentially find these people? Like, near the
Tattered-
walls?
Yes, let me think about the places that I usually hang out at that I might see. I truly don't know.
Now, while you ponder that, Lost, you know the Tattered Flags.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a rival group to yours, the Scarlet Sails originally. They were always such like a small time smuggling group. Always like trying to get on the heels of the Sails and the Crimson Syndicate and things, but you guys tended to always be 1 or 2 steps ahead. Like, that's how you obtained the ship the boat with all of their goods and things and turned it around. This all seems extremely organized and like way bigger, like on the syndicate level of organization and reach. And I would say it's probably somewhat alarming.
I'm impressed and a little bit jealous that they've landed a contract like that, or landed that kind of business. Not that I would get involved with that kind of business, but man, rings of empathy to smuggle in. That's next level tech that the Crimson Syndicate hasn't come across before.
They're
Are you-
platinum too. Expensive.
Are you saying that this
Give me
isn't
an
really
Arcana check.
who?
You, Adeline.
Oh, fine.
I pointed right at her.
I don't know, 'cause you're like, you pointed. I thought you were pointing at me, and that's like telling lost a code. Like what?
I rolled pretty bad, a 12.
12. DC was 10. It's not difficult, given your sort of prowess and lifetime of studying. Platinum is reserved for... So platinum is a precious metal. Precious metals, gemstones, things like that, things of value are used within enchantments and things because they can store a high degree of magic. Hence things like rings of protection in gold, things like that, gemstones in them. They're able to be imbued with more magic. And yeah, I'll give you this. Like, you can draw the parallels between Druidite being, for all intents and purposes, like a crystal gem. Yes. Yep. Nope, too much. So.
And Steven!
Yeah, okay, I think we can get away with that. So, with this kind of, like, connection, platinum being, like, one of the most sort of precious metals, below things like mithril and things like that, adamantine, you would surmise that platinum was chosen to hold this level and complexity of magic within it.
Okay. Okay.
Ergo, whoever has done it is very skilled and very knowledgeable. Knew exactly what to use in order to imbue the magic in it. And then not only perform the spell, but imbue it and enchant it within these items. Multiple of.
Right. Because we don't know how many.
Oh, I guess. Were we going up to the Institute after this, before all this was happening?
Originally, you were heading to Shifting Grounds Coffee. Sort of study coffee house. And then the other place you wanted to go to was the Membrana Arcanum.
Oh, that's right. The bookstore. Or the library.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. I think for the sake of still doing those things, I'm going to keep this spell up and head to those places. If everyone still wants to go to those places.
Where are
Can
you
I think?
heading? Oh, yep, go.
Can I think of an area in town that like they tell you to avoid, or like that in general it's like, oh, don't walk there like alone, or like, you know?
Not really. Like,
Or-
most of the people that inhabit here are, like, magic users of some kind, to some regard. It's...
I'm just imagining magical hall monitors. Protecting
Well, like,
the
within... But even within the greater city, like, the children of those people go to the school. Like, that's why they moved there in the first place, and so the generations have just kind of continued from that point. So everyone's kind of like on the same level in here with regards
okay.
to like I can cast spells too. So there's not really like, that's why it's so shocking that they have been infiltrated. Because this has never occurred to you before.
Mm-hmm. My whole worldview is like imploding. People are doing crimes here.
Well, yes and no, right? I think for Adeline, because now your experiences of the outside world are now colliding with pre-adventurer Adeline,
Yeah,
and those worlds are
the same. This isn't like a, safe haven away from all of those things like I think she thought. But that is kind of what drove her away in the first place. Lot to process. Right. I don't know of any place where these people would potentially congregate. There's no real unsafe areas, or at least so I thought.
Then what about an area where just lots of people are?
Oh, I guess the main area with all the shops that we kind of were on earlier.
Maybe a quick pass through there?
Of course. We were going that way. There was much discussion about changing lost clothes, but I don't know if that's quite necessary now. We seem to have run into that issue head on.
I think I should be fine now.
Right. We could go to get some tea. I'm not really sure what's the appropriate thing to do after an ambush. What is the, appropriate following activities to plan? I've never hosted an ambush and aftermath before.
Adeline, you have a tendency to say, these are your first for a lot of things. But it's kind of my first as well. You're just more vocal about it. I like it.
Really?
I don't think I've ever been ambushed before.
I think you all have.
Well,
Nothing
Been
is
ambushed
edged.
a lot.
Before
I feel
meeting
like this
all of
happens
you.
to us every other day.
I just feel like I'm responsible for, hosting us, for guiding us through this. And it wasn't on my itinerary for today, and so I'm a little bit perplexed, trying to get us back on track, or trying to figure out what is appropriate after such a thing. Is
Oh
tea...
no, is Adeline neurospicy too?
Things were supposed to go one way and something changed. What?
We don't adapt to change.
Hold on. I need to sit in the dark for like 5 minutes about it. Okay. Is tea appropriate or something stronger? Should we go back to the pub with all the animals? Would cuddling a cat be good for everyone now?
I just
So-
want to go where there's lots of people.
You guys, the idea was to head where there's lots of people. Either place is in sort of a busy thoroughfare. Shifting Grounds is closer.
Okay.
and within a closer reach to Membrana Arcanum if you want to hit there afterwards.
Yeah, the original plan.
So, Adeline, do you have friends here that you need to catch up with or anything?
Oh, that's right. We haven't met any of your friends yet.
Oh. Right. And she looks kind of really pointedly at Rhapsody because I thought we had a discussion about this where she kind of came clean to you, and now you're really putting me on blast now in front of everybody? Oh.
I would like to insight what I'm seeing in Adeline's face right now.
In Adeline?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're trying to ascertain
What that reaction was?
from like the awkwardness of that reaction. Okay.
I got a 27.
Adeline, you can roll either a persuasion or a deception. You don't have to say what. But a 27 is what you have to be.
Yeah. No. Yeah. 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 23.
Oh, shit.
But no.
What does she get?
Adeline is now like, there was already like a level of anxiety about like trying to figure out the next course of events and like what is like appropriate to do after this, and like, but then also now there's an added layer of anxiety that like, oh right, there are people here. She's just like anxious now about another potential thing, which is running into people that she knows and that not going maybe the way that she painted it.
Picking
Yes.
up on that, I will make another suggestion. Or we could just, keep it to just us. It's intimate. We're like family, right? So we could just have tea and enjoy each other's company like usual.
Right. Yes. I mean, it would be rude of me to run off and leave you all, and I'm here to show you all around, and so let's keep doing that.
Sure.
Great. Yes. On a busy street with a lot of people. At shifting grounds. Okay.
So, heading to Shifting Grounds. This wouldn't be a bad place if you wanted to stop a while to read up on the materials that you guys got as well. You could spend a little bit of time here.
Yeah.
And
Like a
do
short
that
rest amount of time here, maybe?
if you wanted to. Yeah. I mean, yes, that's an hour. If you wanted to read through the materials that you gathered from the Glimmering Quill as well. So just remember that you grabbed those books, but you haven't actually looked at them yet. Now, you guys rejoin the streets that you'd already been down prior to the message to go back to Walter Wandwright's. You see the frosted window of Shifting Grounds and the sort of small, quaint, very cottagecore-esque door to the coffee shop, and Adeline, I imagine, leads the charge on this one. Opening the door, you hear the bell above ding-ding-ding-ding-ding as you go in, and Adeline, you're kind of expecting this and walk in sort of nonchalantly. Everyone else, as you go in, immediately are weirded out. it's really soft underfoot. And you look down and there is grass, like thick, luscious grass, all across the floor. And then the next thing that hits you is the warm sun that you hadn't felt outside. And it's bright. All of a sudden, you go inside, and all of a sudden, everything is like light, and it takes a minute for your eyes to adjust to this bright light and the heat. And as you turn to the large sort of frosted window, it's not there on the inside. It is this beautiful hilly landscape, seemingly just going off towards the horizon, of these rolling hills with patches of like small woods amongst them, and there are birds flying across the sky, clouds just kind of drifting along, and this bright sort of early summer, late spring sun, which warms you. My camera's about to die. There it is.
Yeah.
Suspense.
This lovely pause is brought to you by Actually Tell Them About It.
Oh, you want to know about Hero Forge? If you heard,
do.
well, let me tell you all about it. You want to make some weird little dudes? You want to make some bodacious freaking bovine babes?
I sure do. Where do I go to do that?
You can make bugs. You can make goblins. You can make elves. All of it at heroforge.com.
What?
They're great. You can make some weird stuff. You can make some cute stuff.
I heard that they sponsor this show. Is
They do
that right?
sponsor this show. Isn't that wild?
What? Hero
I
Forge sponsors this show.
That's where our fully custom minis come from.
Amazing.
Yeah, who knew?
Okay. Batteries changed.
Thank God.
That was some flawless vamping.
killed
I don't
it.
think anyone noticed that we were stalling for time.
No, not at all.
It
not
just
at
was organic.
Now
Yes.
they do, because I have to...
Fuck.
Oh, okay.
That was like watching Hulu with the cheaper subscription. The ad just pops up out of nowhere.
That's why I watched Hulu.
Mid-movie.
It's like
That's
the
what we
actors
have.
in the middle of it just stop to be like, anyway, I'm really enjoying this.
Thank you guys for the raid. We are having some technical difficulties.
No, we're
but
not. We're fine.
We're totally fine. We're just taking a moment to talk about our sponsors, which are Hero Forge, where you can get fully custom. Thank God. Hey Jay, you're back.
I do love that it waited until I completed my description of the rolling hills until it died. That's what hits you to the left as you walk in, and then as you kind of scan across to the right, there is this wooden bar. Like bar top, countertop, that runs around the outside. And then the sound kind of hits you of the of espresso machines and welcome back, of espresso machines and like milk steamers and things going on behind the counter, which kind of like that juxtaposition kind of like shakes you back into like reality. Everything is still as it was when you saw it, and then you look out across again to the left, and there are small tables set out with people sat at the tables with small sort of china cups and things. Most of them are dressed in like an almost like a blue like navy blue uniform. Everyone has a jacket on, or at least hanging off the back of their chair. The boys have white shirts with these navy sort of ties, navy pants. The girls have the jackets as well, but also have dresses that are kind of like similar to Adeline's, not exact, but that kind of idea. And yeah, they're just kind of sat at these tables with books out on them, chatting amongst one another.
Adeline's like low-key scanning the room, like she's like turning around and be like, and this is the place where everyone goes. Does she see anybody that she...
As you scan around the room, nonchalantly trying to take in exactly who is here, you hear a familiar voice from close to the coffee countertop. Oh my, is that Adeline? As you look towards a very young, very short, sort of round form of what you would know to be an owlin. These big beady eyes, like dark brown sort of plumage behind and sort of tan in front. Big yellow eyes, these kind of small sort of beaked mouth, sat in this sort of blazer and shirt and tie. You know this to be Oswind.
Oswind?
It is you.
It's been a few weeks. How are you?
I'm good. I'm getting coffee.
Right, I think we were about to as well. Oh, these are Oswind. These are my friends. This is Rose and Rhapsody and Lost. I've met them on my adventures.
You have adventures and
I-
friends?
I know. Of course I do. The adventure, yeah. But I go on adventures now.
Wow. You have made so much homework.
Oh, no. I had a note. I sent a note. Oh, gosh. How far behind am I in potions, AP potions.
He releases what is like a small sort of tan leather bag from his back and pulls it around. Pulls out this sort of mauve colored covered book and puts it on top of the counter. You're about that far behind.
Oh, God. Well, would you believe that's not the scariest thing I've seen today?
I would.
Always so trusting. I like that about you, Olwen.
So, you know Oswin to be another one of the outcasts. He's kind of like... He's that outcast in school that's always very accepting of anyone that wants to be around him. And you always found, like, a comfort in that. He doesn't set out to try and make friends. And through kind of, like, the years of going through school and seeing him come up with you, you get that he's kind of just given up on that idea. And has just kind of accepted where he has been placed by other people within the social hierarchy.
I want to take a quick scan around this green pasture plains of students.
Sure.
And do I sense this dynamic similar to like my barracks? Our barracks where the cool kids were in one section and the not cool cool warriors were in the other section.
You can give me a perception or an insight check, and your results may vary.
Perception. Oh, 20. So that's 24.
Wow, okay. Yeah, taking a look around the room, the area, as you look out across, there are sort of students that you would class as more studious. And then there are other tables of characters that look like they are gossiping and laughing. With a 24, you probably see a couple of... In fact, with a 24, you catch a tiefling out of the corner of your eye. And they're striking. The reason that even you managed to cop this was that they are completely white. Like, white as the moon, white as a sheet. White. With these horns that kind of curl around like ram's horns. And these deep purple iris. Which stands out against where the whites of the eyes should be, is black.
So I could definitely tell that this is the not cool kids table and that's the cool kids tables over there.
Yes, and you definitely can tell that this tiefling is sat at the cool kids table, as you see her kind of like pointing towards another table, and then like her head goes into the group, and then they all kind of like start giggling and stuff and like trying to stifle their laughter.
I don't say anything at all though. I just noticed. Yeah.
I'm getting some coffee. Would you like me to get you some coffee?
Oh, yes, I'd like to have my usual, you know?
Just steamed milk.
Yes, 2 pumps of lavender, 1 pump of vanilla, and froth, but then sat until it's at room temperature. Yes.
Okay. He just kind of turns towards the counter, and as he gets to the front, you can see that Mirabelle is behind the counter. This human, a sort of like caramel complexion to her skin, which is kind of contrasted with this like bright red, like almost ginger red hair, which is like pulled up into this big beehive on top of her head, as like she has an apron on and like a shirt with the sleeves kind of rolled up, and she's like running around putting like cups under different machines and things, and like running the thing like a fucking boss. Turns around to Oswald and takes the orders, and then yeah, no worries, and then like turns back to the machines and just carries on her orders and things. She grabs a couple of cups from under one of the machines and takes them over to a small, like, not silver, but like a platter, a carrying tray. Puts it on it, and the tray just takes off and heads towards one of the tables. As she puts another couple of cups on a different one, which takes off and heads to another one of the tables. But she's rolling through it.
Oh gosh, that was so rude. What do you all want? Do you want my usual? It's quite good. How are you on dairy?
I kind of make a big show of it, and I go, yeah, I'll take the usual. Yep.
I'll just have some tea, like an herbal tea.
Do you want me to get those too?
No,
I'll pay for them all. I'll pay for yours too, Oswin.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
Of course, I'd be happy to. And you know, my parents, we'd love to have you over for dinner. I know that my mom loves chatting with you, and she loves having you as a guest.
So your mother is very kind.
But yes, it's my treat, everybody. I'm so pleased to have everyone here and to see you again.
Well, thank you.
Of course.
He looks genuinely touched, like confused with that kind of feeling, but appreciative at the same time. You put in your order of milks, lavender milks, across the board.
Sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Lavender milk.
And you guys are free to take one of the free tables.
Yep. Well, are we staying with Osmond, or are we?
I imagine he's coming with us.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't have to. I can sit by myself.
No,
What?
we'd love for you to join us.
Yes,
Yes.
you have to tell us all the deep secrets about Adeline.
Oh gosh, maybe you shouldn't. Actually. Only joking. Come along. Come.
Right.
She sees. No. Come along.
I can leave if you want.
No, please don't. Please come sit with us. And she'll find a table, kind of like clocking, and kind of like looking around and trying not to make eye contact.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, that's only a 13.
13. Seems safe.
Okay, yeah, she'll pick the most convenient, the nearest table.
Easy enough. It's like fairly small, but you can take a couple of chairs from some of the other tables, like asking if anyone's sitting there. And you know,
Someone
taking
sitting.
them
Oh, your
across.
backpack's sitting here? Yeah, no, fuck me. I'll go ask someone else. Sitting here too? Okay, yeah, no, sure.
That's so real. Yeah, so bringing over enough chairs around this kind of like fairly small table. Was probably only like 3 max, but like everyone is around it right now. Not before long, you see a silver platter that flies over and just kind of hovers next to the table for a moment, trying to find a way to get in towards the table, and then just kind of stops and waits.
Before Adeline grabs her cup, I'm like standing there. I have my foot on one of the chairs. Out of my corner of my eye, I
You
look over
Captain
at the
Morganing right now.
Captain Morganing. I look at the cool kids table. And I go, I kind of out of my corner of my eye, I look at Adeline and I go, "You want the usual, right?" And we don't drink out of this bullshit. And I pull out my stein of smoothing, and I take her milk and I put it in my stein of smoothing, and then I make a big show of it. I pull out my whiskey, my fire brandy flask, and I pour it into the steamed milk, and I go, "Here's your usual." And I kind of like out of my corner of my eye, I'm trying to make her seem a lot cooler than after her little trip back. So I look out of my corner of my eye to see if the goat, the white tiefling and that crew sees that. And then I hand her back the stein, and I just whisper, I'm like, "Don't worry about it. Just drink it."
I don't want this. I wanted milk.
I'm like, just fucking drink it. Chug it. Chug it.
Don't make me
All in
chug
one
it.
go. Chug
Don't
it.
make me drink this.
It will make you look so much cooler.
I don't want it. I don't want this. I take a sip, and then immediately.
My stein of smoothing makes it non-alcoholic.
Oh.
My special magic item that I have.
So then it doesn't taste like anything?
It probably tastes like milk with the, like a hint of, the smoky fire brandy taste. That's all. But it's probably sweet.
Yes, it has like that sweetness to it. It doesn't have any of the kick on the end or any of like the naturally like associated tastes with alcohol. It's actually pretty good.
She's like wincing as she tries it.
Chug it. Chug it. Chug it. Chug it. Go out of line. Chug it. Chug it. Chug it. And I actually say
Milk
that
was a bad choice.
louder and louder and louder. Louder and louder and louder. I'm like, chug it. Chug it. And she just
She like stop. She's like, please stop. I'm uncomfortable with this level of attention. What are you doing? No.
and then and I'm just like clapping along. Chug it. Yeah.
I want to lean over to Roz. Roz, what is happening?
I believe Lost is attempting to make Adeline seem,
I look at her and I go, I'm telling you right now. I can get stabbed, ambushed, fireball casted on, but I'll be goddamned if I'm part of the fucking non-cool group. Hell no.
So,
Okay.
who should I make do it? I think Adeline. Adeline, give me a performance check with advantage because you're being helped.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
You don't realize that this is happening, but
Right. Okay. No shit, I got a nat 20.
Yeah.
And I have a +4, so 24 total.
oh,
School is a battleground. Okay.
School is a battlefield.
so here's what happens. Natural 20, 24. Lost, you immediately, like out of the corner of your eye, watch as the white tiefling clocks what's happening, watching the alcohol be poured in to the into the stein along with the milk. And then watching Adeline kind of like guzzle it. I imagine you're prestidigitating like all of the sort of spillage of milk.
Yeah, she's not chugging it so much as taking 2 drinks and then. Okay.
2 more? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the white tiefling clocks it immediately and looks confused for a second. Before the look turns to she's inquisitive. And you watch as she taps a couple of other girls, like one on either side. There is one human with jet black hair that is long. It's sort of parted in the center with these actually it's like similar to Adeline's, but has the sides braided that kind of come to the back and then fall down. And there's also an elf with like fairly long ears. Give me a nature check. Lost. Nature or history. Like, it's a weird one to know
I didn't
whether
take any of those courses. I guess 7.
7.
Yeah.
You got long ears, man.
Really.
They seem elven. You know, you're of similar adjacent lineage.
You know what they say about elves with long ears? I don't know.
They're usually
Taking
high
care of
elves.
them.
I'll finish that sentence. But yes, you watch as the white tiefling kind of like nudges both of those girls on either side and like starts whispering and like smiling.
What are they saying to each other as they whisper?
You wouldn't even be looking at them.
Oh, I've not been watching people around the room.
You didn't ask to.
I watched this interaction and I asked
So here's the
Roz
thing:
what-
it's not an interaction. This is Lost kind of just performing to the room.
Okay.
Knowing that.
Right. So me and Roz were like, I was like, what is happening? And he's like, he's trying to make her look cool. And so I to these people, because we know she's cool. It's not us that she's trying to impress.
Okay, you're fighting. This is. Okay, just give me a perception check to see if you can see kind of where Lost is glancing towards.
21.
21.
22. Math.
So what you see is her turn her head and whisper either side to the girls on either side.
What does she say?
Can you lip read from the side?
Yeah. Well, I can read lips for whispering.
As someone who reads lips on a daily basis, you generally have to see like the full
Okay.
mouth in order to see like
This is
the shapes of the
obviously
words.
A battle.
Okay.
I'm not gonna win. So
So I will honor your 22, and I'll give you odd words. And I think that's fair because certain consonants are gonna look like very obvious. you get sort of like, hey, look there. And she is smiling as she nudges both of the girls on either side.
Okay.
You know, usually I really hate the whiskey, but it tastes quite nice mixed with milk. Who knew? Milk makes everything taste better.
Does it?
Apparently. Who knew?
Yeah,
Wait,
I fill up my
didn't
milk.
you identify the object? No, it was...
That was so long ago.
Okay.
You're right. You're right.
I'll fill up my milk with brandy too, and take a chug of it
But in a regular cup.
in my cup. Yeah, the regular cup
Yeah.
that I have. Yeah.
As you do, as you like place your cup back down on the tabletop, looking out into like the far horizon, you watch as this wave starts approaching of leaves turning to red and yellow and disappearing, and different trees emerging from the hilltops, like big leafy like oak trees with red, yellow, orange leaves, as you watch the grass kind of like turn into like a slightly desaturated like green, as you feel the heat dim from the sun and this slight like cool fall breeze just kind of like touches your skin, makes the hairs stand up a little bit initially in that change, and then settles down into the new scenery.
How does it do that?
How does it shift grounds? You know, I've never thought to ask. I just always admired the work. This is my favorite one.
I don't think I've seen trees with leaves of that color.
What?
You don't know about autumn?
It's not a lot of autumns in the temple.
Right.
That's the saddest thing you've ever said. And you've said some really sad stuff sometimes. Well, we must experience one. You have to see it. It's really lovely. Well, I suppose you're seeing it now. I don't rightly know though how they do it. Oswin, do you know?
Yeah, Mirabelle comes from a long line of illusion wizards.
There it is.
What's the point?
What?
I mean, are they trying to signal for people to leave? It's nighttime. It's getting dark, and
It's not dark, it's still like sun is out, but it got a lot cooler.
not
Like
cooler?
the sun lost its intensity, and that breeze
Oh.
kind of came through.
Okay, I thought it was like Starbucks turning up the air conditioner to get you the hell out.
Ah.
Alright. Alright.
No, but you do notice as Mirabelle switches the special sign to pumpkin spice.
No, it just changes intermittently. I am sure it'll do it again before long. It's just part of the charm. So often we're cooped up in classrooms and dusty old halls and all of that. It's nice to get outside for a bit.
But we're not outside.
Right, that's the beauty of it.
Is it? Wouldn't just being outside... Oh, your
The
face.
bugs?
The bugs.
Yes. The bugs that are a part of life and the cycle thereof.
Right, but this outside has table service.
But this is not outside.
It is very much like it.
Yeah, I'll
Just-
give you that.
Yeah, just to say that, it's nice to get a reprieve from, musty old libraries. Who would like that, Me. No, it's me. I'm not this person. But it is still quite nice to, soak it in every now and then.
I can see the appeal. Oswin, after your coffee, what were you planning on doing for the rest of the day?
Oh, you know, the usual, just kind of blending into the background somewhere.
Is that another magic thing?
No, it's just not many people notice me.
What? Adeline, I guess you noticed her first, but I'm sure she would have noticed you.
That's very kind to say.
It's true. We're friends.
I'm sorry, come again?
Oh gosh, I thought we were friends. Are we not friends? I thought we were friends.
Oh, I just assumed that no one is my friend.
Oswin, I buy you a winter holiday gift every year.
I thought it was pity.
We need to work on your self-esteem. Which is rich coming from me, but a lot has changed in the last 3 weeks. So,
Adeline, who's the white tiefling and that crew over there? The high elf, the tiefling, who are they?
she kind of looks trying to look casually, like she's not really looking, but just to kind of glance past and see them. Oh no.
As you say that, they're already walking towards your table.
Oh no. We don't, I don't know them. I don't, oh God.
And you sense them behind you as they kind of lean on the back of your chair, and you watch as a female tiefling head pops around, purple hair kind of dangling off of one of her horns. She smiles and you see those silvered teeth. Oh. Well, if it isn't Adeline.
I'm sorry.
Did you
cannot-
see? Adeline's back. And the other two. Oh, I think I see. I think it is Adeline.
Excuse me. This is my very close friend, and you're pronouncing her name incorrectly.
The tiefling looks towards you. Oh, am I? That must be my mistake.
It must be your mistake.
And what
Now say it
is
with me.
Adeline's correct name?
Right, say it with me. Adeline.
That's what I said. Adeline.
Is it?
Oh dear.
Yep, that's me. Yes, I am back. So good to see you.
I gotta use
You
the
too.
restroom, so I'm gonna excuse myself and like ask Adeline, where do I find a bush or something?
You see, like, you see, you see, like, as you look off towards the horizon, there are sort of bathroom signs, sort of almost like floating in the air. And as you look down towards it, you find a doorknob.
Awesome.
You created this situation, and you're gonna walk away.
I you know what? Unintentionally, I was built for this. And as I'm walking away, I pull out my fucking statuette of pantsing. I don't know how you ended up giving me these fucking items, but I was made for this. I was made for this. I look over at the white tiefling, and I activate my statuette of pantsing that we got from that merchant. It's
Okay.
a charisma save, yeah.
So she is wearing a dress.
Oh, okay. In the high elf.
Now, the high elf is wearing pants. So you can target it at her if you would like.
Oh, I'm gonna target the high elf probably, because it wouldn't make sense targeting her.
Okay.
She's not wearing any pants.
She is wearing pants. That's why you can use
She's
it.
wearing, wait,
The one that's wearing.
The high elf is wearing pants.
Right, that's what.
So you
what he
can
said.
use your statuette on her. It makes sense.
okay, yeah.
How did Loth get these items?
It's a charisma save with a 13.
I gave that to you too.
13 DC on
This is my
charisma.
moment. Like this whole 9 levels was for this moment.
Get fucked. I rolled a 5. Plus 4 is a 9.
I don't even
As-
stop. I just keep walking to the
Yeah,
bathroom.
as you walk away, just trusting that the item has worked, you pull out the statuette of pantsing and activate it, and you watch as it kind of like glows just once before dimming again. You put it away, and you just hear, "Ah!"
I'm gonna say to her as I like am already eyeballing them. Oh no, you lost your pants.
And that is where we're gonna end tonight.
Hilarious. Oh my god.
This is amazing. Bullying's wrong unless it's really funny. People are mean.
Counter-bullying.
It's a counter.
I cast counter bully.
Oh my god. I forgot about that item.
I hadn't.
You wake
I
up
was
every
just
night
waiting
and
for the perfect moment that you get to use this item.
With a +4 as well. Gee, okay. Yes! Thank you very much for being with us and watching this kind of investigative, murderous, coffee-filled, no, milk-filled
Milk.
episode.
Counter murdering, okay.
Counter-murder!
Oh, I'll give you assisted suicide.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh no, we're accomplices to that!
We were pretty hands off though.
Yes, so we're gonna go and raid our friend the Short Nord, Michaelis.
That Nord is so short. He's
not
not.
really.
Actually
He's
not.
He's really not.
He's a normal
He's normal sized human.
It's a normal size
Normal
Nord.
sized Nord.
normal size Nord. I guess
Nord.
maybe that username was taken. I'm gonna create that account.
Where? My commands aren't working. There we go. Sweet. Yes. So stick around for the raid because share the love, right? It's Twitch. The algorithm's fucked. So let's go and share the love with our friend and Chief Tech Goblin,
Yeah.
Michael, the Short Nord. You'll also get 250 bonus channel points, so don't forget that, which you can then turn into flex points in the next show next week when we return to the Fables of Gahlia, releasing Session 0 and Episode 1 of The Hollow on YouTube tomorrow. That is dropping, and then it'll be every other Wednesday from there going forward. Holy crap, yeah. Monday, community stream. Wednesday, The Hollow. Thursday, Fables of Gahlia. More shit on the way. We got Dagger Hat coming. Yes, we ended up going way harder on this stream than we thought we were going to. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great fun. Have an amazing start to your weekend. Thank you for watching the Fables of Gahlia. You've been amazing. We've been okay. Have a great night.